My mother has always wanted to go to Paris. She believes in the romance of the city. The fantasy of beauty and love is something she thinks about every night as she returns from work to our 2-bedroom apartment in Tilopia. Someone once told me that romance is just sex. My mother doesn't seem interested in sex, so I try to find some other way to please her. This year for her birthday, I've decided to take her to France, a guided tour across the country, 14 days by bus, twin share. This will be my romantic offering, the grand gesture. After all, isn't romance simply the performance of affection? I harbour the fantasy too, the jewelled Eiffel Tower, the foggy Seine, women in berets, their totes filled with baguettes. It will be the first time my mother and I holiday together. I have doubts, sure, but I keep them hidden. We are the silent types, my mother and I, keeping things to ourselves. What is love otherwise? It isn't kind to burden loved ones with your troubles. I've got us tickets to Paris! We are standing on the balcony of our apartment when I share the news. She is tending to her small veggie patch, her shoulders hunched over the plastic mesh fencing. I watch the spade in her hand as she scrapes it against the concrete around the raised bed. She is extracting fallen ashes from the cracks on the ground. 3 days ago, we burned joss paper in a metal drum for our deceased ancestors. We do this twice a year, always on the balcony at dawn so the neighbours don't see. Now the ground needs to be swept clean, in case the ghosts get mad. My mother rises to her feet, her cheeks glistening in the afternoon light. She looks pleased at my news, but not ecstatic. It's a mid-range tour called Highlights of France, I explain. We'll circle the country, starting in Paris and ending there. Lee, she says. As if to stop me from saying anything more, she repeats, Lee. Okay. My mother is not precious. I like this about her. What I don't tell her is that it's the only tour I can afford right now, with my meagre salary at the university, and my boyfriend being frugal and all. Well, ex-boyfriend. We broke up a week ago. We still text on WhatsApp. He turns off his notifications, so my messages don't show up on his phone without warning. This means he is slow to respond. Lately, he's been taking a few days to reply. He says he is busy working on a big project. I still have the brooches he gave me. They are stashed in a plastic pouch at the back of my underwear drawer. I take them out to remind myself I was once in love, and to remind myself he existed. Exists. He said I was his one and only. He said he loved nobody else, not even his wife.